Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 20 video, and in today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Atlanta Falcons, as you can see, the ones who blew the 20-3 lead against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And yeah, again, guys, I'm going to be making more and more Madden videos, so if you want more, comment down your team below, and I'll probably just skip to them, because nobody really watches my videos anyways. But right now, I'm going in ABC. Like a Ravens fan, I could just skip to the Ravens video, and I know I'm a Ravens fan, so I'd like to see that. Though, anyways, it is time to get into the team. And the roster, we have Matt Ryan here, a superstar development quarterback, though he is pretty old, 11 years experience, 34 years old, superstar ability, inside Deadeye and pocket Deadeye, both pretty good abilities. And we have Todd Gurley here, signed in free agency, Julio Jones, arguably the best receiver in the NFL right now, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst, who got traded for a second-round pick from the Ravens. Solid O-line. Alex Mack is obviously the best there. And defensive line is pretty good. Grady Jarrett, Tack McKinley, Dante Fowler Jr. Secondary definitely needs some help. And cornerbacks, though strong safety is pretty good with Keanu O'Neal. AJ Tyrell is here, and I'm going to upgrade him to a star development cornerback because I don't know if he went in the first round, but I projected him to go in the first round to the Broncos, but the Broncos ended up taking Jerry Jeudy. So that didn't happen, but anyways, right now we have Deion Jones, who was a superstar development at the beginning of the year, is now a star development. And special teams wise, it needs some help with kicker. I'm going to cut this punter because we don't need him, and we don't need that many kickers in depth. So yeah, other than that, special teams for a returner looks good. I'm going to move Oliver up so that way he gets more development. Specialist looks okay. Oliver, I would like to play on the slot so he gets more reps. And other than that, it is time to get into the trades. For the first trade, we have Hawkins, Allen, and a fifth for a first-round pick from the Dolphins, a projected first-round pick. And we have Bailey, our center, a 6 for a first-round pick, projected number 5 from the Arizona Cardinals. Very little players for a lot of value. Next, we have a right tackle, a second, and a 4 for a projected 3 from the Bengals. Sorry, I had a little burp right there. That was kind of weird in the last clip. But anyways, this is what the team looks like after the trades. And overall, it looks pretty good to me on the left side of the line. And right side needs some help. Though, secondary still looks okay to me. Kind of looks the same. Team looks overall kind of the same to me. It was more like players that were just taking up cap. I may trade Grady Jarrett later, because our defensive tackle, because he takes up a lot of cap, and so does our left tackle, and they were really not worth it. Though defensive tackles don't get that many sacks in this video. I don't know why. It's more like edge does, but other than that, it's time to get into the midseason mark. In the midseason mark of the 2019 season, coming off a loss to the Seattle Seahawks, we are 5-3, right behind the New Orleans Saints. Still not winning the division. We have players to upgrade. I'm just going to let the CPU upgrade this. And then we have Matt Ryan here with a message for us for a bye week, which I don't really care about. I'm just going to spam through that. And now we have contracts to get into, which I really was trying to click on, not meant to click on. But other than this left guard that we signed in free agency, I don't really want anybody. He wants a lot of money, but he's a free agent, so maybe he'll take less. Yeah, like a lot less. I'll give him 3 years. No, more like 2 years, yeah. And he does not accept, of course. Maybe we can pick him up cheaper in free agency. So other than that, it is time to get into the playoffs. Now into the playoffs, we did not make it, coming off a loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as we finish 8-8. If we beat the Buccaneers, I'm pretty sure we probably could have made the playoffs. But anyways, Matt Ryan had an amazing season. Offensively, we were 3rd. Defensively, we were 27th. Todd Gurley was okay. Yearly awards, did Matt Ryan win MVP? No, he placed number 4, even though he was number 1 in yards and 3rd in passing touchdowns. Guess his QBR isn't that good. He turned the ball over a little bit too much. Todd Gurley had an alright season. As Julio Jones, yes, did have a great season, over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. Defensively, for Said Aluakon, most tackles for loss goes to Dante Fowler Jr., sacks goes to Grady Jarrett, interceptions for DeMonte Kazi, safeties, 1 for Grady Jarrett and 1 for Tyler Davison, and defensive touchdowns, 0. Other than that, it is time to get into the offseason. Here in the offseason, we have players to re-sign, such as the left guard, but I don't think he's going to re-sign with us. And I don't think I'm willing to pay him much more than that, so I'll offer it to him again. And obviously he's going to go to free agency. I think we can pick him up more, and I will refuse to franchise tag him because he's really not worth that much, even for 1 year. And other than that, this is what the team looks like in the offseason as Matt Ryan gets Omaha inside Deadeye Pocket Deadeye Touch as all of his abilities with the Superstar X Factor, obviously. Defensively, no upgrades that I can see other than for Forsaid Aluakon, I believe is how you pronounce it. And it is time to get into free agency. Now, after free agency, this is what the team looks like. Nothing really that big other than depth offensive linemen and some cornerbacks depth-wise again. And nothing else that I can really see or want. And again, yeah, I don't really see anything else other than Zane Gonzalez from the Arizona Cardinals. And it's time to get into the draft. Now in the draft, I accidentally traded for Jordan Love because I was wondering if I could actually trade for Jordan Love. And apparently you can for a 4th round pick, so I guess we have him now. Next, during the draft, we pick up a right tackle, Clay no less, ranked number 2 in the class, picked him at number 5, 77 overall. Now this is the team after the draft. As you can see, Clay no less is our right tackle right here. And we did pick up a left guard, just normal development though. We picked up a outside linebacker late in, I think, the 6th round, and a cornerback who could play free safety for us, which I kind of intended, but it's okay now. I think he'll suit well at cornerback, but other than that, it is time to get into the offseason. Well, not in the offseason. I meant to say here in the midseason. We are here in the midseason at 2-5. No, 2-6. That's my bad. Not really surprised. I mean, I am kind of surprised because we do have Julio Jones and Matt Ryan. Todd Gurley isn't a defensive back, so I guess it's our... Did I just say... I think I just said Todd Gurley isn't that bad of a defensive back. I meant to say Todd Gurley isn't that bad of a halfback. That's what I meant to say. I feel stupid now. But we have players to re-sign here. As you can see, Damontae Kazi wants... No, he does not want more money. He actually signs. I did not expect that. So, yeah. It is time to look into the roster because we don't have much money, and I want to see who's taking it all. And that's going to start off with Jake Matthews, our left tackle, who I did say we probably will remove, and he's going to get $20 million per year next year, and with a penalty of $20 million. There's a lot of players here that I just don't want, and yeah, those players really need to go. Takk McKinley is relatively cheap, but I think he's still on a rookie deal. And Matt Ryan, he's also really cheap. I don't know why. He's cheaper than Jordan Love. Though, other than that, it is time to get into some trades. Now, Grady Jarrett, Matthews, and a 2nd round pick for Davon Godchaux and a projected 1st round pick from the Miami Dolphins because we need to get rid of Cap, and Davon Godchaux will be a good rotational player. And now we are in the playoffs. Not really, though, coming off a loss to the Panthers, 31-21, finishing 7-9. Matt Ryan, another pretty good season, 20th offense and 27th defense. I need to change the playbooks around. I need to change Atlanta's playbook. Matt Ryan had an all-right season. Todd Gurley did okay. Julio Jones did great. Defensive-wise, Deion Jones with the most tackles. Tackles for a loss goes to Dante Fowler Jr. Sacks goes to Takk McKinley. And receptions, 4 for Keanu Neal. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns, 1 for Keanu Neal. And other than that, it is time to get into the offseason. Here in the offseason, as you can see, as the Baltimore Ravens crush the Cowboys 45-7 in the 2020 Super Bowl, we have some players to re-sign, such as Laquell Treadwell. I think I can get him for cheaper in free agency, so I don't want him. Jordan Love is here. He's not supposed to be here. His contract is supposed to be extended more because he's a rookie. Though, other than that, I don't really see anything else we need to do. Offensive line does need improvement for free agency, and this is what the team also looks like. to see if we got any development upgrades, as Keanu Neal and Deion Jones both did go up. And this team looks overall pretty good, and it's time to get into free agency. In free agency, we don't have that much money, and I don't have enough money for any players of interest that I would like to sign. So obviously, we won't be signing anybody, and I'm just going to jump straight into the draft. In the draft, we have Casey Warner here, a right tackle, second in the draft, picked him at number 3, 78 overall, hidden development. And we also have another right tackle, Oscar Visco, ranked number 4 in the class, picked him at 13, 77 overall, hidden development. Now this is the team after the draft. I slid some people inside because I can do that because it's Madden logic. So you can move tackles to centers and centers to tackle if you want to. Their overall might go up and down. We also got a new tight end. And outside linebacker, I did not pick that. I think the CPU picked that because I just sent the end of the draft. And everything else here looks good. So it is time to get into the midseason mark. In the midseason mark, we are 3-4, about to play the 3-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we have Todd Gurley to re-sign, which we will want to bring back. If he takes that, I'll accept it. Yep. He does take that. Dante Fowler Jr. is also here. He wants a lot of money, but he's worth it. Takk McKinley is here, and he wants a lot less money than Dante Fowler did, so he wants a little bit more money now. Hayden Hurst is also here. We're going to re-sign him because we only need him for another 2 years. And Foyesade Oluokun is also here. We do need to keep him as an outside linebacker. He's a little bit expensive, but he does re-sign with us. And everyone else here, I don't really know about. Isaiah Oliver is extremely cheap, so I will take that definitely for his development, age, and overall. And Tyler Davison is here. He's good rotational and he's relatively cheap, so we will keep him as well, and he wants more money. So everyone else here don't really have an interest in, and it is time to see if we make the playoffs. And we do not make the playoffs for the third year in a row, winning to the Miami Dolphins, and we finish 6-10, slowly going down from like 8-8 to 7-9 to 6-10. We had 7th offense and 9th best defense. I don't know how we're not performing. Matt Ryan had another great season. Todd Gurley had 14 touchdowns. Julio Jones had a great season, over 1,000 yards. Defensively, Foyesade Oluokun with the most tackles. Tackles for a loss goes to 17 for Devon Godshaw. 8 sacks for Dante Fowler, 2 interceptions for Darnell Wormley, safeties 0, defensive touchdowns 0. Though, other than that, this team is relatively amazing, so hopefully we can do something in the offseason. In the offseason, we have players to re-sign here, such as Takk McKinley, as the Seahawks beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl of 2021. Takk McKinley here and now has superstar development, so we definitely want to bring him back. We're going to bump it up by 0.3 and bump up his bonus a little bit, so that way I make sure he stays. He does stay, and everyone else here other than Tyler Davison, I do not want. I'm going to bump up his salary a little bit, and he stays. He's excited to stay, he says. And it is time to get into the final season and into the final free agency. In the final free agency, we obviously don't have enough money to re-sign people because we did just spend a lot of money re-signing Tyler Davison and Takk McKinley. So let's get into the draft and make some trades. In the draft, I don't need my draft picks to draft a 75 overall player. Instead, I can use a first and a 4 to get 92 overall Zadarius Smith from the Packers. And next, I can trade away Calvin Ridley, who takes up $14 million in cap, and a second-round pick for Aaron Jones because we didn't have any space to pick up a new halfback unless I got rid of Calvin Ridley, so that's a move I had to make. Next, this is what the team looks like as I signed some free agency wide receivers because I did trade away Calvin Ridley, but again, if I didn't trade him away, we wouldn't have cap for other players like Aaron Jones, who I do need because Todd Gurley isn't performing. And this entire linebacking core is now a superstar development, and I did pick up Devin McCourty also in free agency after the draft in free agency, of course. And other than that, it is time to get into the midseason mark. In the midseason mark, we are about to play the Vikings, and we are 3-4 leading the division. This division is absolute trash this year. Everyone's apparently 3-4, thank God. And I don't need to re-sign any of these players here, and I will be in a cap situation if I do, so I'm not going to. And it is time to get into the playoffs. And into the playoffs, we are here to play the 10-6 Cowboys, finishing 9-7, winning against the Saints, taking the division. This is a really bad division. It's like the NFC East with the Cowboys and the Redskins. We finished 4th in offense, 8th in defense, and Matt Ryan had a pretty bad year in my opinion. 19 picks, 27 touchdowns is not good. Aaron Jones had an amazing year, 20 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards. Julio Jones had a good year as well. Defensively, Deion Jones with the most tackles, and the most tackles for a loss goes to Tack McKinley. Most sacks goes to Dante Fowler Jr. Interceptions goes to Devontae Purnell. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns, 1 for Zadarius Smith. And other than that, we got to hop into this match. Hopefully we can just do something with that. I just don't want to be, crushed like they got crushed. Like they got crushed in the Super Bowl. And anyways, we are getting crushed, so yeah, that sucks. 26-3. And I don't think, okay, yeah, that's going to be the game, guys. That's going to be the video. 29-9. I don't really know what to say other than we're screwed. Yeah. Losing by a whole 20 points. About 3 possessions. That really sucks. That sucks that we couldn't come away with the playoff win with this kind of team. I don't know if it's the playbooks. It probably is the playbooks, but I keep saying Madden Sim is bad. Madden Sim is bad because I did have a very good quarterback. I did have a good running back, a great receiver, and defensively we were overall good. I'm going to sim to the Super Bowl week so that way we can see if there's any development upgrades just to show you guys how good this team would have been by the end of the season. And that's, again, really disappointing. Though, if you guys want to see your particular team be rebuilt by me, then just comment down below your team's name, and I'll just skip to them if you want, because I don't really have any viewers, as the Dallas Cowboys and the Ravens faced in the Super Bowl, and Aaron Jones is now a superstar X Factor, and defensively, this team is amazing. Like, if this team doesn't win a playoff game in real life, then I would assume their only excuse for not making the playoffs would be they have Freddie Kitchens as a head coach. Though, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.